do own the rights to this music. Welcome to Yessir Outdoors. If you have not, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Okay, we are out there on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So please subscribe, like, comment, follow, all of that great stuff. And it's free. Hey. I mean, who doesn't like free stuff? And I got a good thing for you guys today out there on Yessir Outdoors. I'm excited. So excited. Set up a few more things and then we'll be good to go. Okay? Make sure everything is good. Yeah. Okay. So I bought a few things, and I had some people ask me. Someone ask me. Well, let's just go from there. I went to. Someone hit me up and they're like, "Hey, so what do I do if, I'm new to fishing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to get, what to buy. How do I get started? I don't even have a tackle box. I'm starting from square one." Okay, so I'm actually going to go through a few things. I'm going to go through a couple of items that I purchased, that I just went to the store and actually bought, to get everything for you guys so you guys can see how I start out. And then this will be able to help you, in your areas. My area of focus, for this video is going to be for your lakes, a little bit of your rivers and deltas. That is, kind of the gear that I have set up for us on today. So I'm going to go through a few of those things so you can see exactly what we're doing there on getting your tackle box together, getting it all set up so you can be able to get out there and tackle some of these fish. You know what I'm saying? So first, I want you guys to do this. If you guys are on Facebook, I want you guys to share this video because there might be someone out there that needs to know this information. And Yessir Outdoors is here to share and to give you all the information that you need so you can get out there and enjoy the outdoors. I know that, people are social distancing during this time and all that great stuff. But fishing is something that you can do by yourself. Just go out to the park and, distance yourself and, enjoy the scenery. I'm actually a little bit outside of my house, and enjoying the outside. You might hear, some noises on the outside. Might be some birds going and playing and doing what they do. And that's a part of my way of having a good time too. So we are going to go through the items. There's a bunch of whole good stuff that we're going to go through, and I want to be able to even answer the questions you guys may have. I may not be able to get through them in the video, but I will definitely get to them to answer personally after the video to help you out in the process. So, starting out with your tackle box, first thing you want to do is, of course, you're gonna buy all this stuff, buy all these things, right? But you need something to put it in, right? So it all starts out with something that they call a tackle box. Okay, so with what I did is I actually purchased this tackle box here, um, and um, it's double sided. Okay, so I can. Here's one side. Okay, and it has all these compartments and stuff. Uh, and I'm actually going to show you guys this right now because I'm actually, with the stuff that I have, I'm going to put it all in there. So I'm probably not going to be able, after I start pulling out all the pulling out the tackle, I won't be able to show you that, because again the stuff will fall out, right? So then here's the here goes the other side. Okay, here goes the other side of it. So there's two sides of the of this one. This is called a double satchel. And you can get this, you know, at your local Walmart, your local Big Five, your Amazon. If you got Amazon Prime, hey, 2 days, 2 days shipping or whatever, however you want to do it. This is a convenient way to get all your stuff in one little nice carrying, and it's not heavy either. One nice carrying case. The other thing that I do outside of that, and I'll let you guys in on a little secret, is what I do is I have this. I have the double satchel, but then what I do, just for the sake of traveling, I will put I will have a backpack, and then on with the backpack, I'll put the double satchel in there, and then anything else, my honorable mentions, and I'll show you what my honorable mentions are. And I'll keep all those in the backpack, so that when I'm walking and when I'm going out, when I'm walking and when I'm going out, I can be able to be free. Of course, I'll have my rods in one hand, and then in my other hand, it'll be kind of free, just in case something happens where I may slip. I can kind of brace myself with my other hand. You know, just having that flexibility of not having a bunch of stuff in my hands as I'm going through different terrain when I'm out there fishing. Some lakes are more friendly when it comes to walking, and then you'll be going to some bodies of water where it's not. You're gonna have to actually do like a good hike, or climb through some places to get to where you want to fish. So in those situations where maybe you have to hike through or climb through, you would want a backpack so that you can have your all your gear on your backpack, and then of course you're going to have your rods in one hand, unless you get a backpack. They do have backpacks out there that you can buy, that you can strap your fishing poles to your backpack, and then that also frees you up even more when you're doing that hiking or that traveling. So those are things that you definitely want to do when you're getting out there. But back to the honor. Let's talk about the honorable mentions. The honorable mentions for today are the things that I'm not going to necessarily put in my tackle box, but I will have with me when I'm out there on the water. So as I'm going through these things, you can um, look at them and check them out. One thing that you want to do is you always want to have these things. These are pole holders. Okay. Right. So these pole holders are are what you're gonna use to stake into the ground. You're gonna put them in the ground, and then right in that little circle spot is where you're gonna put the bottom of your rod, right? So that it's standing up, and so you can be able to see it. And then, you know, if a fish bites, you can be able to just pull it out and be able to grab it. So these are pole holders that you can use in any kind of dirt surface, any type of gravel that's kind of, you know, dirtish or whatever. This is what you would something like this. There's other forms of these pole holders, but I decided to use these because a lot of the places that I go to, these will do the trick when I'm out there at the lake. Okay, so I'm gonna put those back in the honorable mentions, and of course, you know, when you're out there catching fish and saying yes sir as you catching fish, you want to have one of these. Okay, and this is literally a stringer. Okay, stringer. Okay. So in your stringer, you literally this is where you're going to, you know what, I'm gonna pull it out just for you guys. Give me 1 second. Gotta open the package. So this is where this is where this is where the little fishies hang after you catch them. Okay, and then you can throw this in snap them in on these snaps here, and stake it into the ground with this end. Okay, so this is what you're going to use. You know, after you catch a fish and you want to take it home or whatever. If you're doing catch and release, of course, you're going to just catch it and release it back into the water. You want to be cautious about that also with certain fish, just depending on you know, the condition of the fish when you caught it, and all of that stuff, just to be safe. So that is the honorable mention. Is a stringer. Is your stringer. There is certain places where they require for you to have a stringer on you, and of course you want to abide by all those rules and guidelines. I will be going to, and if you're following us, you will see me at certain places, and I'll let you know those places that actually require for you to have a stringer as such. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, and I think that's it for the honorable mentions. Of course, there's going to be a bunch of other stuff that you may want to purchase and things that you may want to buy, but this is just trying to get you started. This is what's going to get you ready and get you out there to catch the fish that you want to catch, especially in this time of the season. Right now, we're in the season of trout coming to a close and catfish coming out. So you'll notice that I'll have a lot of things now that I'm going to show you in our items that are going to be where you can definitely get on to the trout, but also do some catfishing. Okay, so of course, how you gonna catch a fish if you don't have hooks, right? Hooks, okay? These are actually pre-tied hooks, and you'll eventually, if you're, you know, when you get to a certain level in your fishing abilities, you'll be able to tie your own hooks and do all of that great stuff. It is actually something important that you can learn to do, and it's actually fun when you learn to tie different types of knots for different kinds of things that you want to do when it comes to fishing. But just to keep things simple, I typically use two different types of hooks or sizes per se when it comes to the pre-tied hooks, and I'll explain why. Certain fish, you know, with their mouths and the way that they eat, they may have um, you know, bigger mouths, smaller mouths, and you're gonna have to be able to have a decent hook that'll be able to fit their mouth, so that you can be able to hook them, right? So what I typically do is I stick to two sizes of hooks. One for kind of like panfish, like bluegill, crappie, and that is the size 10 hook. Okay, size 10. Okay, size 10. Size 10. Okay, these are actually eagle claw hooks. You don't have to necessarily purchase eagle claw hooks. There's a bunch of hooks out there that are out there on the market. Eagle claw is one. The other one that I use is called Danielson. They actually have a brand of hooks, and these are called snail bait holders. Okay, snail bait holders. And what it is literally it's a hook, but it has barbs to be able to hold your bait on the hook, and then also be able to you know, hook the fish and be able to hold the fish after you hook it. You know, enough for you to bring it in. Okay, and then also, like I said, the size 10 is going to be for your panfish. Is going to be for your, you know, for your bluegills. You know, and setting up for that. If you don't know how to do that, you know, definitely send me a message, and I will definitely show you how to set up for bluegills, which is a great fish for teaching kids how to fish. Bluegills are actually pretty fun. I love doing some bluegill fishing, and you'll see some videos on YouTube that I have that show me fishing for with size 10 hooks, specifically for your pan fishing bluegill. So then let's move forward. Okay, let me go ahead and put that in the tackle box. Okay. Then the other size is what I want to convey to you guys today is size 4. Okay, you want to use your size 4 hook. Okay, and it's the same thing. It's a snail bait holder. Okay, with your snail bait holder, what you're going to with these are going to be for your lake catfish. Okay, your lake catfish. Okay, most of your lake catfish, when they stock them, they're gonna stock them with about they come in about 1 pound. Okay, so they're not too big of a catfish, um, but there also is big catfish out there in your local lakes. Just, over time they grow, they eat, they do their thing, and they become big catfish. And I haven't had any problems with um, using the size 4 on my lakes for catfish. One of the biggest catfish that I've caught, even on a size 4 hook, was about a 7-pound catfish. So you can do it with a size 4 hook. Okay, so size 4 snail bait holder is what you want to use to um, for your catfish. And of course, like I said, these are eagle claw, but you can use Danielson, whatever is available to you at your local store. Don't feel like you have to get eagle claw to catch fish. Okay, so let's keep going, because I have a bunch of more stuff that I want to be able to show you guys on today. And okay, let's go there. So we talked about bluegill, we talked about catfish, but we forgot to talk about one of the other fish that happens to be in these lakes that we fish, and that is trout. Okay, so trout, there's different ways to fish for trout. There's different ways to approach trout. You can use, you know, um, the dough baits, which is like power bait or anything like that, or you can go with some type of um, artificial. And I am actually going to show you a few of the same type of lure, because these are lures, because yeah, these work for me. So I want you to be able to get out there and get out there and catch these fish. So what we have is cast masters. Cast masters. Cast masters. Okay, so with these cast masters, you're gonna be able to throw these out, reel them in, you know. And there's different ways to bring them in. You bring them in fast, you can bring them slow. There's been times where I've been on boats and I've literally used them as like a jig-ish kind of situation to catch fish. So this is something that you can do, um, you know, to catch trout, especially when they're recently stocked. You want to use these. When they swim in the water, they kind of mimic a small fish, so that's why these things are very attracting to trout. So with this one specifically, this one is one with dots as they come in. You definitely want to um, get this one. I like this one. This is probably one of my favorite ones to use. And as we come by, um, he's coming by.
Yes, sir.
That's Pop. Yeah, so Pops is usually the one that is out there trying to catch the big ones, and
Yeah.
and also he is the guy that likes to fry the fish. So if you see a lot of our videos of fried fish and stuff like that. He's one of the guys that gets it done. So definitely want to, stay tuned for that because we got some stuff planned for this coming year regarding fish and frying it. Okay. Here's just a plain silver one. But this is also another good one to use. You want to have options. You want to use different ones because sometimes they'll bite on this, but they won't bite on the one I just showed you. Okay? So they might bite on this, but they may not bite on this one, or vice versa, right? So you want to have options when you're out there. You want to have the choices when you're out there because you never know which one they're going to want or they're going to want to bite to. Okay. Another one that I like to use is the blue with the silver. Okay, the blue with the silver is good. Again, all these mimic some type of fish in the water, so they like that when it comes to the lures. And this is all Castmaster. You can get these. You can get these at your local stores. And then also, this is probably one of the more exotic ones, but it's like a tiger stripe, Kirchish, type of lure. Again, you want to be able to cast that out. Not too fast on the retrieval, kind of like a medium retrieval. Allow that lure to do what it does best in the water, and then just go out there and handle some of these fish there. So let me go ahead and put these in the tackle box because I don't want to mess up anything. And as I'm stocking my tackle box, if you have any questions, go ahead and put that in the comment section. And I'll try to get to you regarding those things that you may have. And if I don't get to you on this video, just know that I will respond to you, after the video, so that you can get the information that you need, so that you can get out there, enjoy fishing, and be active. Actually, I'm going to take a second to look and shout out a few people. Shout out to Pablo Gonzalez, Ignacio. Good to see you, man. Rick. Okay. What's going on, Rick? You have one of those? That's good. That's good. That means you catching fish. Okay. That means you catching some fish. Shout out to and shout out to D. Shout out to D. If you guys have not, check us out on Facebook. Of course, this is Facebook, but you want to check us out on Instagram. We are on Instagram, and we are also on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, subscribe to us, okay? Please subscribe to us. We got some videos out there. We got some other things that are coming up. I'm actually going to be working on a video this week so that you guys can be able to check all the information out and definitely share that with all your family and all your friends on how to get out there. Enjoy your family too as you're out there fishing. I definitely do. Me and my dad go fishing, and we do our thing. So we have a great time, and we want you to definitely have that great time also. So as I continue, we're still on trout, okay? We're still on trout. And actually, let me pull out. Okay. Do it just like the... Yep. Okay. These are the gloves. Okay, so I also, when I go fishing, I use, there's about, oh yeah, okay, so I use power bait, okay, power bait, okay, you want to use, okay, there is nothing wrong with the chartreuse, okay, I'll tell you guys all the time, chartreuse is probably the first one that I used when I was a kid. When I first started, it works. Okay. Um, I get the one with the extra scent glitter, just to give a little extra spice to what you want to do out there. Um, of course, with the power bait, it is a dough based um, bait there. Um, and is actually safe for your kids. So if your kids are, playing around, it's almost like Play-Doh to them. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to, get a piece of it, a little piece, roll it into a nice ball, and then you want to put it onto your treble hook when you get out there. Chartreuse, okay, chartreuse power bait. Okay, chartreuse. Okay, that is the one. Okay, you want to definitely have that in your tackle box. Okay, in your tackle box. Okay. Also, you wanna get. You remember the variety. You want to have a variety of things. You want to be able to get your mice tails. Okay, and they're not real mice tails. They're these plastic type of lure, okay? Bait, okay? And you just tie these to your hook. Um, you want to set up a Carolina rig, and we'll show you how to do that later on in our videos, how to do a Carolina rig. But you want to set up a Carolina rig. You want to set this up. This one is the fluorescent red with chartreuse, okay? Chartreuse again. There goes the chartreuse, okay? You want those. You want to get those. Gotta have them, okay? Set up your tackle box with those. Another one to use, especially your darker bodies of water, you want to use your glows. It looks more white, but these are for your glow situations. Glow, glow, glow. Okay. Orange and chartreuse. Okay. Orange and chartreuse. Okay. I've caught a lot of good fish on these, the orange and chartreuse. You want to have options again because you don't know what they're going to bite on. Sometimes you'll be fishing with other people around you, and they may be fishing with the glow or the white, and they may be not catching the fish, where you may be using something like this one, which is the bubble gum. Okay, doesn't it taste? Doesn't that just sound good? The bubble gum in white. Bubble gum in white. This is probably one of my favorites. And actually, I buy when I start out my tackle box. And if you see my tackle box, you'll probably see more of these than any other of the colors, just because I've had more luck with this color. Okay, so the white and bubble gum is a really good color to have when you're out there fishing with mice tails under a Carolina rig. Okay. Sometimes trout are very finicky, so you want to use a bell. Okay, and you can use this for any kind of fish. You can use it for trout. You can use it for catfish. I wouldn't use it for bluegill. unless you want to walk away from the pole and hear like little tinks. Sometimes, but yeah, definitely, you want bells so that you can put these on your rod so you can be able to hear if you have something on your pole. Another thing that you want to do, and I'll show you, I have specifically with this bell, I have a specific method that I use when it comes to trout. And watch my videos, and you'll see the method that I use when it comes to using the bell as a alarm, not just to put on the top of your pole, but I have a different special way in which I use the bell, which helps me as an indicator to see if I have something on my line. So the bells. Gotta have bells, okay? And have more than one, okay? There's been times where I've clipped the bell to my pole and I'm fishing for catfish. Catfish hits my pole hard and I get excited and I want to yank that pole and set the hook, and guess what? My bell flies some feet away where I don't know where it is. Okay, so in those situations, you may lose bells. So that means that you want to have at least, I bring about 4 to 5 bells with me in my tackle box, and then I always have probably more than that at home as reserve. So you want to be able to do that when it comes to um, having enough gear when you get out there and you're at the water. In my tackle box, like I said, I usually have about 3 to 4 guaranteed bells in my tackle box for me. But also, if there's a situation, um, if there's someone else out there and they don't, they forgot their bell or whatever the situation is, they also could have a bell. I like to have a little more than the basic, just because I want to be able to, if I see somebody out there, if you see me out there, um, you know, um, I'm willing to help. So if I can give you a bell, if I can, share a mice tail, or give you, a piece of power bait to be able to help you get on fish, then I'm going to do that. So I always have a little more extra in my tackle box, but just make sure that you have enough so that you can be able to do what you need to do. If you have some children with you, or if you have some other people with you, you can be able to share. Okay. These are another part of the tackle box that you want to use. Um, and these are foam snap-on floats. Foam snap-on floats. Bobbers. Okay. There's different ways to use a bobber. These are the stick bobbers that I like to use sometimes when I'm catching bluegill. I also like to use these using catfish. When I'm using the Santee Cooper rig, and I can show you how to do that and set that up. But you use one of these when you use a Santee Cooper rig, and it gets you ready for the catfish. If you want to, if you want to be on the bottom, but you don't want your bait necessarily dead on the bottom, you want to use these to help your Santee Cooper rig. So definitely you want to put that in your tackle box, okay? Of course, with the mice tails, when you use the mice tails, and you're using the Carolina rig, to make it simple and make it easier for you guys, I like to use the Gamakatsu. Okay, these are Gamakatsu single egg hooks. They're pre-tied. Okay, so all you have to do this is and it's pre-tied. When I say pre-tied, it literally means there's some string connected to your hook that you can tie to the rest of your line to be able to use to fish these. Okay, so I use these along with snap swivels. Okay, I use these with snap swivels. Okay, snap swivels along with the Gamakatsu um, hooks are going to be able to help me get out there, do my thing when it comes to setting up the mice tails, you know, and fishing those for trout. And I use about three of those. I use about three of those. I keep about three of those. Just giving you guys a number as to how many I keep. I try to keep in my tackle box. As long, of course, when you're fishing out there, you're gonna lose stuff. You're gonna use stuff. And I just kind of keep that number in my head. Like, okay, my magic number is 3. I want to keep 3 in a full tackle box. So I want to make sure, okay, I have 1 left. Okay, that means I need to go, back to the store. I need to buy at least 2 or 3 more because, again, I want to keep 3 in my tackle box. Snap swivels, you always want to use those. They're going to help you with line twists, with all the other issues that you may have when you're out there and the current is doing what it does. And I bought 4 packs, okay? And in each pack, there's 12, okay? So about 50, let's say, is what you want. Because, again, this is just you starting out, okay? So, in a simple high-low setup, if you're using 1 hook, you're going to use 2 swivels, okay? 1 for your weight, 2 swivels. 1 for your weight, and 1 for your hook, okay? You can also, on your high-low setup, you can be able to use 2 hooks, which means that you're going to need 3 swivels, okay? 1 for your weight, 2 for your hooks, okay? So, in that situation, say you break off, right? And you lose everything. And when I say lose everything, I'm talking about lose your hooks, lose your weights. Okay, you just lost 3 swivels. Just in that one time. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have more than enough swivels so that when you get out there, you can retie and get back on those fish. Okay, so swivels. When you first getting your tackle box together, you want to have a good amount of those. Okay. Let's see what else is in this box. I don't know. Kind of want to go fishing today. When you're fishing light, when you're fishing for bluegill, if you're using light tackle, and when I say light tackle or light gear, I'm talking about those rods that are very slim, very light, limber rods. I use 1/2 ounce weights. Okay, 1/2 ounce. With a 1/2 ounce weights with a light gear, light tackle, you're going to be able to. One came out. with light gear and light tackle, you're going to be able to, and this is how, okay, light gear, light tackle, is going to allow for you to get out there, okay? It actually will give you the distance that you need. When I'm out there fishing in the Delta and I'm fishing for bluegill, I use a 1/2 ounce. On a light tackle, I can feel everything. I can feel the bite. I can be able to lift up on it quick enough to set the hook. It gives me exactly what I need, okay, with a 1/2 ounce. If you see me catching bluegill, okay, my weight, 90% of the time, yeah, about 90% of the time, I'm using a 1/2 ounce on the bottom, okay, because again, it helps me get down to the bottom with the 1/2 ounce weight, but then it's also helps me on my set when I pick up on bluegill, because bluegill, when they bite, sometimes they're just pecking, and when they're pecking, I want to be able to set that hook right on time, so that I'm able to catch that fish. Let's see what else is in this box and bag of tackle. So when I was using the power bait, and let me pull out the other one. Another power bait that you may want to look at getting is rainbow. Okay, rainbow. Okay, rainbow. Okay, and then this one has glitter in it. It's a good one to use. But when I'm using my power bait dough, remember I said treble hooks? So you want to get treble hooks. Okay? These treble hooks is what's going to help you be able to keep that dough on your hook and be able to catch that fish when it bites. Okay? I've been using these for years. When it comes to power bait, I like to use, these are size 16, which are not bad. You want to use something, I would say, between 14 to 18 size. Okay, these are 16. So I'm kind of, in the middle of there. And then all you do is, these are not pre-tied. So you're going to have to tie a leader. Okay. And what I use when I do that is I use, this is my leader line, okay? I'm going to use, this is about 4-pound test. I go fishing in lakes where the trout are a little bigger than the normal size. So the 4-pound test does work, does great for me. And this brand is Seagar, but you don't have to use Seagar. But I do suggest, if you're going to use leader line, you want to use fluorocarbon. Okay, fluorocarbon is probably the best line that you can use when it comes to it being not visible. Okay, it's very clear looking in the water. Some fish have very good eyesight, like the trout, and they can see line. So it's important that you use fluorocarbon where it's very clear, so that they don't see the line, and make it more of a natural presentation. So treble hook and the fluorocarbon leader is what's going to help you in that. And again, this is probably something that you're not going to be able to fit in your tackle box, but you're going to want this in your backpack. Ooh, I got more bells. Okay, cool. Okay, this is more protection-wise. When you're doing your Carolina rigs, when you're out there and you're setting up, and the Carolina rig is probably one of the most popular rigs to use when you're out fishing, and we can show you how to do that, is beads. And you're like, why do I need a bead? Okay, it's important to have a bead because it's going to allow for you to get protection on your line, okay? When it comes to the egg sinker, which I have right here. The egg sinker, this is a 3/4. I use 3/4, okay? That's, if you see my Carolina rigs, if I'm fishing for trout, I use 3/4. You can use a 1/2 ounce, okay? If you want. I usually use a 3/4 because I want an extra weight out there so that I can get out there a little further. The heavier their weight, the further you can get out there, you know, when it comes to, you know, casting and stuff like that. So, I use a 3/4 when I'm casting for trout. If I want to go deep water trout, I use 3/4. It helps me get out there. If I want to go short, I can go short with the, you know, of course it's going to be a little heavier, but I can still go out there and I can get all over the lake with a 3/4 egg sinker. Okay, these egg sinkers, definitely want those. Okay, but the bead, if I want to use the bead, or well, I'm going to use the bead because it's going to give me protection. Okay, it's going to give me protection from my swivel and my weight, and my knot. So I tie, you know, the egg sinker, you put it through the line, and then you tie it, or you put the bead, and then you tie it to the swivel. But if the weight just continues to hit the swivel, you have a chance of it breaking off. So this gives it protection from the knot, or from the weight breaking the knot. Okay, that's on the swivel. Okay, so you want to get some beads. I will either use 6 millimeters or 8. 6 or 8 is what I usually do. Okay, 6 or 8. Six or 8. Okay. I want to make sure I got everything here for you guys. I want to make sure I'm doing and pull some stuff out for you guys. And go. Okay. Okay, so this is more for your bigger game, bigger, you know, bigger fish. Okay. When I want to get out there real deep with my bigger poles, my medium heavy rods, when I'm fishing for catfish, I use size 3. Size 3 weights. Okay. Size 3 weights. When I'm fishing out there at the Delta, when I'm fishing for catfish and striper, size 3 weights. Okay. With the size 3 weight, it's going to help me get out there, but it's also going to help me hold the bottom. So that's what I use. And I'm using the torpedoes in those situations because it helps me cut through the wind when I'm casting, so I can be able to get distance. So that's, size 3. You want to use size 2s also. And then in your local lakes, you can go size 1, and these are disc. So size 1 disc. You want to have an array of weights, because sometimes when you're out there, especially at the delta, in your rivers, sometimes you don't know how strong the current may be until you get out there. So you want to have enough weight to where if you want your bait to hold the bottom, that it's going to hold the bottom. Okay, so that's what you want to be able to do when you're out there fishing, doing your thing, handling all of that. You want to definitely have an array of those, and they're not too expensive. You don't have to worry about spending too much on your weights there, and you're ready to go. Okay, hooks, because I haven't really gone into the big game hooks. Okay, what I use when it comes to the striper, when it comes to the big catfish, when I'm going to the delta, which is a bigger type of water, bigger river, or my bigger reservoirs, I use circle hooks. Okay, this is a packet of circle hooks here. Now let me pull out one for you. Okay, and the reason why it's called a circle hook is if you look real closely, you see the circle. Okay, you see how that thing is pointing back towards the. So this is the shank right here, right? And then you have this point that's pointing back towards the shank. Okay, that is why it's called a circle hook. Okay, so I use 7s. Okay, 7/0, which is 7/0. 7/0. Okay, that's what I use. Okay, and this will help you get on more fish. This will help you be able to catch more fish. This will help you get out there and be able to say yes, sir. Okay. On my big game fish, it depends on the bait that I use. I will use attractants. Okay, this one is for trout specifically. This is by Procure. Okay, Procure gel. And I like the gel because the gel, when you put it on your baits, it will last a little longer in scent. And this is more of a scent attractant for you to be able to get out there and, attract the fish to your bait. So I got trophy trout, okay, for trout. And then another one that I use is called garlic bloody tuna. Okay, I use this one for catfish. I use this for striper. Okay, when I'm out there, what I'll do is I'll put my bait on my hook, and then my final touch to before I cast it out is I'll apply some of this onto my bait and cast it out there, as a attractant. Procure Super Gel. is what I'm using in that situation. And to keep my bait on my hook, especially when I'm using anchovies or I'm using, um, you know, your sardines, your mackerel, those type of things, your liver, your chicken liver, if you're doing that, um, which are a few baits that you may want to look at using. It, I use this, and this is, um, you've heard it as miracle thread, you've heard it as, you know, miracle string, and this is what actually um, helps you be able to wrap your. This is elastic. It's elastic string that you can be able to pull off. And actually, I just pulled some of it off. It's kind of rubber bandish. Um, but what you do is you can wrap it around your your bait there. And of course, I just snapped it off. Um, but after you do that a few times, then it'll stay on your hook. So you want to get this if you're out there fishing for your stripers, fishing for your catfish, and you want to keep your bait there on your hook. If you're using worms, you don't have to use um, the miracle thread, because with your worm, you're threading it already onto your hook, so you don't have to worry about that part of it. And yeah, those are a few things, but not all the things that you can do to um, you know to get yourself started. The items that I shared with you guys today, they're all something that you guys can get no matter where you are in the nation. Um, they're at your, like I said, um, between looking, and these are places you can look at, even though they're not paying me to say this, but um, you can look at your Walmart, you can look at your Big Five, you can look at your Amazon. um, and if you stick to those three places, I know there's more out there. There's your Dick's Sporting Goods and all of those places. Um, but if you stick to, those three, um, or whatever, sports store is in your local area, you should be able to find all these items um, available to you. So definitely get your tackle box going. You know, um, people are fishing right now, but it's never too late. You don't have to worry about, oh, everybody else is fishing already. You know, get out there, catch fish, have fun, enjoy family, do all of those things, and have a great time. You know, enjoy the outdoors. I'm sitting outside, sitting outside right now, enjoying the breeze, enjoying the, the 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 wind and the birds, and I'm hearing you know a few types of birds flying through and making their specific noises and stuff like that. So enjoy all that. Okay. Uh, Lastly, definitely, I don't want you to miss the opportunity um, from joining something great in Yessir Outdoors. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and we are on YouTube. Okay, if you see what's on my shirt, if you see that, that's where you need to be. Okay, so definitely Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Okay, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Okay, you guys. Please subscribe to our YouTube. Let somebody else know. Hey, Yessir Outdoors has a YouTube. Subscribe to it. Check it out, please. And then also, we would love to hear from you. So we would love to hear, your comments. So please comment on our videos, comment on our posts, comment on our photos. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to speak to you. if you have any questions or anything else to help you get out there, you and your family or whoever it may be, you out there to get out there and catch some great fish and enjoy the outdoors. So again, we're going to close this video. We want you to have a great time today and just moving forward. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that great stuff. Yessir Outdoors. And that's where it's at. It's at Yessir Outdoors. So you guys have a great one. Love each and every one of you guys. Continue to support us as we continue to support you guys and all the things that you guys want to do for the great outdoors.
Yes, sir.
Yessir Outdoors is on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Say it again. Yes, sir. Please like, follow, and subscribe to all formats, all at Yessir Outdoors.